Brought to you by Weet-Bix.
Carlton, I hope you've had your Weet-Bix.
We've come a long, long way together, through the hard times and the good. I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should.
Goal takes the Magpies to a 2-point lead.
Welcome to the special grand final edition of Live and Kicking. This is what it's all about. This is why we play our football season. It all comes down to this. 2 teams left, grand final week, and what a week it has been. In fact, as we speak, Carlton are currently appealing the Aaron Hamill suspension, and we'll cross down the tribunal as soon as that decision comes to hand. We've got 2 of the league's greatest, Lee Matthews and Tim Watson, both current AFL coaches, joining us for an in-depth preview of the big match, the grand final on Saturday afternoon. We've got Weet-Bix Footy Gladiators. Now, this is unbelievable. We've given each club the opportunity to send in a player. It's a survival of the toughest, a battle of the fittest. Only one man will remain at the end of the competition. Also, the King, Wayne Carey, joins us. We'll find out his thoughts about the big match on the weekend. We'll cross down to Lygon Street, see how the Carlton faithful are preparing for the big match on the weekend. And let's not forget about the goal of the year and also the mark of the year. But to get things rolling tonight, let's welcome Australia's hottest new band as we all get set for the 1999 AFL Grand Final. Ladies and gentlemen, Taxi Ride.
For us to be alone around the dance of our emotions, don't you know, baby? out your seat, let's elevate. Hold on to what you know is gonna break. A roller coaster ride inside your mind is what you made to terrify you. Don't you know, baby? Get set, everybody, we're on our way to meet you. Tonight, everybody, we're on our way to nowhere. Never gets you too far. Never gets you too far. Never gets you too far. And if we climb aboard, there is nothing to it. If we concentrate, we will see it through it. Don't forget, at the end of the ride, you'll be hypnotized by the sound of the
Magnificent. Ladies and gentlemen, Taxi Ride with their smash hit, Get Set. And make sure you look out for their second single everywhere you go. You've got the album coming out, Imaginate. That's October 18, I think, last time we spoke.
Good memory, mate.
Now, you're keen to talk footy?
No.
No, he's not. I know, Chase, this because you're a very keen blues man, aren't you?
Go Blueies! I just made more enemies than friends, I think.
All local Melbourne fellows, and poor old Tim, a little bit upset at Bombers man. Yes, and in a pretty talkative mood too, old Tim. Boys, got some great shows coming up. You can catch them tonight at the Wild West Saloon in Kilsyth. Friday night, the big one at the Mercury Lounge. Plenty of shows going on their Get Set tour, so make sure you keep an eye out for Taxi Ride. And we should not forget the other Tim and Daniel also. Great to have you in, fellas. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back with the first round of Wheatbix Football Gladiators. Let's hear it for Taxi Ride.
Kangaroos, I hope you've had your Wheatbix.
So join in the chorus and sing it one and all. Join in the chorus, North Melbourne's on the ball. Good old North Melbourne, they're champions, you'll agree. North Melbourne is the team that plays to win for you and me.
It certainly is going to be a huge weekend as they battle it out for the Premiership Cup. Now, you'll see all our familiar faces tonight. A bit of a revolving panel. Let's meet the guys that are kicking the show off tonight. A warm round of applause, please, for Doug Hawkins, Brad Johnson and Todd Viney. Now, guys, this is what we play football for. Grand final week. That's what the game's all about. Todd, you played in '88.
Yes, Jason.
I know it wasn't a memorable one, but the build-up to the week,
look,
what did it mean to you?
The biggest week of my life. You know, the build-up's just enormous. You know, you love to be in Melbourne this time of year, but to be part of it playing, you have to. It's just a great build-up. It almost gets too big as a player. I know I was only a young fella at the time, 20 years of age, but you know, all of a sudden everyone wants a piece of you. Everyone wants to ring you up and see whether they've got any tickets.
Don't they come from far and wide for that?
But wish you good luck. But it's almost like any advice to young fellas would just be to try and relax, take it easy, and realise it's a big game, but try not to get too overawed by it.
How'd you go, Todd, in '88? How did the D's go?
Well, we just went down, Hawk, but unlike some, I have played in one.
A very good comeback line, Todd. Yes.
Both of us walk.
No, we both have enjoyed
Jono,
it.
is it something that players that haven't played in one look upon and say, well, that's what I'm aiming for, that's what I'm playing the game for, and I've got to make sure that we get there next time?
Oh, for sure, because it's bitterly disappointing, especially at the Dogs. We've had 3 good years, and 3 years that we've had a chance of making it, we haven't. So it's just that driving force for next year. You look back and you think, geez, we could have got there, but we haven't. So it spurs you on for next year now.
All right, one team that did get there is Carlton, but they've got their problems. There is an appeal going on with the AFL Tribunal as we speak. Let's cross down and catch up with Channel 7's ace reporter, Hutchie, to get the very latest. How you doing, Hutchie?
Nice to everyone. How you going? Yes, it's a long night down here at the Tribunal. It's been going 2 hours and still going. Aaron Hamill giving it all he's got. So far tonight we've heard from a trauma surgeon, I'll get this right, a biomechanist, an applied anatomist, you would know that was, Hawk, and character evidence from Ken Hunter. So they're having a real crack, Carlton. Aaron Hamill's evidence just going down now, so no verdicts yet. Really are having a good go, though.
Are there any indications which way the case might go at this stage, Hutchie?
Oh, I thought he'd get off yesterday, the first time, so I don't know. I think it'll be probably decided next half an hour or so.
OK, we'll certainly head back to Hutchie as that decision breaks. Plenty more footy news, though. Anthony Stevens, what's the latest on his injury?
Fascinating case, Anthony Stevens. Now, he's been having physio 3 times a day and also been going to the beach 3 times a day. There you can see him down at Williamstown this morning. But there's also been another bold method for him to play we can tell you about tonight. And full credit to Harry Younglik, the doctor, and Melbourne Sports Medicine. He's actually been using a system called a Job's pump. Now, what that is, and I'll get this right also because it's quite technical, it's a blood pressure cuff, if you like, or a sleeve, which goes over your legs, a little motor or a machine in it. And he's been using it for 30 minutes at a time every 2 hours. It inflates and deflates, if that's how you say it, to try and take all the fluid away from the veins. It's having a wonderful effect. Fraser Brown used it also secretly to play in the 1995 grand final, and such is the improvement that I do expect him to train tomorrow night and hopefully play. So full credit to the Roos for being a bit lateral, and let's hope we can get him over the line on the weekend when Anthony Franchina of Carlton, probably the only change for the Blues, he'll probably come in, I'd expect, as well.
All right, it's a very busy week, Hutchie. What else is happening?
Yeah, the cavalcade before the grand final on the weekend. Of course, we'll see all the new Hall of Famers, and we'll also see the retirees from this year, the likes of Mainwaring, Gary Lyon, Mark Roberts, also Tony Lockett. The big news is that not only will Todd Viney from Live and Kicking be going around, but so too will one Jason Dunstall, who I understand has confirmed that he will do his first cavalcade. What can you tell us about that, Jason?
Well, Hutchie, you've certainly got some very good sources. I actually got a personal invitation. I spoke to Wayne Jackson at the end of last week, and he did say that it would be nice to sort of get the monkey off the back and do it, so we did agree to actually do that.
You getting paid, Jace, to go around? Or
Shut up, you imbecile. It says you can get paid or something like that.
Still 3 days for me to spit the dummy, Jason.
Hutchie's obviously getting paid too much because he's doing a great job. We'll cross back to Craig Hutchison as that Aaron Hamill decision comes through. And just speaking about it, I mean, we've all seen the incident. Douglas, I thought it was very stiff. I mean, let's take a look at it right now. And I think a couple of the key things are his left foot's not anchored. It's caught on Dean Wallace's hand. So, I mean, look, there's no denying that the knee made contact with the head, but if your left foot doesn't have any purchase, I mean, the knee's obviously going to move.
I reckon he tried not to stomp on his arm, and by taking the pressure off his arm, that's when he fell forward. I reckon he's really stiff. Look, he's up here, doesn't want to stomp on him, and the body weight goes forward, and that's
probably looks a bit worse every time we look at it there, doesn't it?
Dean Wallace has given him a nice little smile there too, and all you see is his knee come down on him. Dean Wallace has niggled him all day, obviously, but frustrated him a little bit. But I know, hopefully he gets off playing a granny.
What do you all think? Do you think he should go, or should it be upheld?
Don't do that, Douglas. You'll create a riot if you do that. Another big decision during the week. Poor old Jason McCartney looks like he'll be missing out on a grand final for the Kangaroos. He copped 4 weeks for a very, very clumsy indiscretion. Now, this was very late, very solid contact, and the biggest problem there is that we saw Clark Keating go off with his nose bleeding like a hose, and he didn't take any further part in the game. One thing that has happened, though, is that the Kangaroos have also appealed against the severity of that penalty. I mean, 4 weeks, considering that you've gone in and pleaded guilty, no contest, I did hit him, thrown yourself on the mercy of the court. What would have happened if he pleaded not guilty? Does that mean it was a 6-week offence?
Like a little bit unlucky there, Jason. Like it was a little bit late. It was a bit like the Terry Wallace-Rodney Grinter incident going back a few years, you know. Rodney Grinter was going for the ball. I think pretty much Jason McCartney was going for the ball too.
Didn't Grinter get 6 weeks?
He got 6 and plus a bit of a $10,000 fine.
Yeah,
as
well, there you go. Well, poor old
He's been a good
Jason
player, Jason.
McCartney.
He's been a great player this year. Be a big blow to the Kangaroos with him out of the side in their back line.
He will.
Terrific.
As we said, they've appealed against the severity of the sentence, and we'll find out about that tomorrow. Mick Martin was another one who they thought might come under scrutiny. There's a couple of angles to look at here. That was the first one, which really doesn't show you much. And I know Mike Sheehan wrote a very interesting article about this, saying he can't believe that it wasn't investigated.
Well, from the first footage, you actually think that it's the right arm that gets him, but seeing the second one, it's a left, so that probably threw a few people early on in the week, I think.
I thought Anthony Stevens got him top first. I thought Anthony may have got him with the arm first of all, but
yeah, look,
he got off it, Mick. It's good.
Mickey Martin's got to go out and buy a lottery ticket, I reckon.
Oh, look, I think that's just Nicky's way of welcoming a young fellow to finals footy. As we said, we'll cross down to the Tribunal as soon as the Aaron Hamill decision comes through. Right now, it's time for Weet-Bix Footy Gladiators, one of the highlights of the night, and taking us through it, the stunning Tanya Zayeda and the equally stunning Jamoan.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Jamoan! We have our very own audience in here tonight, haven't we? And we've been having a bit of fun? Yeah! And they're so damn loud, I love it. Footy Gladiators, that's why we're here. Thanks to Weet-Bix. Just over my shoulder here, we've got the pool. There's a pole on there, very slippery, and we've got players from all the clubs. What they have to do is get on this pole, however, crouch their legs around it, and with one hand behind their back, we're giving each of them a pillow in their own club colour, and they just have to knock each other off. So that's how it's working. So far, so good.
I'm just here to plug my tour dates, to be honest.
Not yet, though.
And see if I can get some tickets for the grand final. Any of you boys got any tickets for the grand final?
No, we haven't.
You'll have to earn them, Jimo.
Okay, I'd just like to mention that this pool actually is from original pool from the show Man O' Man, which is such a bad show that they renamed it Dear Oh Dear. But yes, plenty of hefty boys in here and lots of pillow punching later on.
And what about our very special guest commentator over our shoulder here, Dennis Cometti, over in that sports booth.
Yes, thanks, Tanya.
Doing a fabulous job. He talked us all the way through the first round, and this is how it all panned out. It's dirty and it's hard.
Yes, it's Adelaide's Brett Burton versus Collingwood's Luke Godden and Jamoan. Let's get them started. They're away now. Look, a couple of punches thrown. A centimetre perfect hit. Over he goes. Well, it's been a pretty ordinary year for the Adelaide Crows, and the high-flying Brett Burton, down he goes. And still gives Luke one to go on with. Absolutely. Oh, he's gone in. He's going to give him one. Oh, he has created a bit of a splash down there. Great stuff from Luke Godden. It's David Medge from Geelong versus Ashley Prescott from Fremantle. Jamoan, let's get them going. Away now, Prescott early, David Medge as well. Centimetre perfect hits, they're holding on. So Prescott's beat him. Centimetre perfect punch. And have a look at Medge bobbing up and down like a cork in the ocean down there at the deep end of the pool. Ben Dixon versus Anthony McDonald. Jamoan, let's get them started. Where they go, Ben's got him early. So's Anthony, he's holding onto the bar there. Ben, still he goes. Still he goes. It's a great contest here. Oh, these boys have had their Weet-Bix. He's in him, he's got the knuckle. Ben Dixon's the winner. Ben Dixon stayed on longer. He's won that one. Anthony McDonald opting for the old, the shirt front there, but Ben Dixon's taken that contest. You can't do that sort of thing. And Port Adelaide's Nick Stevens taking on Duncan Callaway. The winner to play Ben Dixon in round 2. Jamoan, they're away now. They're punching, going berserk. They're holding onto the poles, both of them now. Taking some blows, and over goes Duncan Callaway. Oh, he looked certainly strong in that contest, Nick Stevens. He certainly had his Weet-Bix. Outstanding work, Nick. Through to the second round. Yes, it's Jason Saddington versus Matthew Dent of the Bulldogs. Jamoan, get them started, please. Yes, away they go. Soft punches to the head. Oh, a bit of a tangle there. Look at that. They cut. I think they're going to have to unlock now. They're punching with both arms. He loses his pillow, Matthew Dent. Still he goes. He tries to grab it. Jason, valiant effort. Oh, see, Jason gives up in the end. Jason gives up, falls over. Well, the Bulldogs have won something for the year at least. They go through to round 2, Matthew Dent. Well done. And taking on St Kilda's Max Hudson is one of the umpires here tonight. Matthew James. Jamoan, get them going. Away the umpire stands no chance tonight. He's gone. umpire goes in the drink. And isn't that fitting that the umpire loses? Well done, Maxie Hutchison. That is the last round from round number 1. Of course, Luke Godden, Ash Prescott, Ben Dixon, Nick Stevens, Matthew Dent and Maxie Hutchison through to round 2.
Well, there we have it. That's how the first round panned out. What about that camera work? It's looking a bit like the Olympics here with the camera in the pool. A couple of the guys that have made it through to the second round here now with me. We've got Nick Stevens from Port Adelaide and Ben Dixon from Hawthorn. Into the second round, we're finding out for the quarters, are there tactics? What's going on here?
Yeah, I saw Ben round 1 and I think I might go the duck and hit because of the way he swings them.
There's a bit of ducking and weaving going on. And what about the technique that you're all doing with wetting the pillows and shoving it all down the other end? You know what I mean.
Well, I think you just got to go for broke and try and knock his block off.
Okay. So listen, they're not very competitive tonight because Weet-Bix, this is actually the reason why they're all kind of getting and knocking each other's blocks off. Weet-Bix are giving away $5,000 to the winner tonight. $5,000. So listen, we'll get back to it a bit later on with the next round.
Magnificent. Tanya Zayeta and Jamal are looking after proceedings for us. Here's the draw for the next round. We'll have Ashley Prescott facing Nick Stevens. I think we've gone a little bit too far there. Luke Godden's actually... I don't know if that quite came up the right way. No. But anyway, we'll cross out there a little bit later on and find out who's facing who in the quarterfinals. Another special person joins our band tonight. What about a big round of applause for Joe Camilleri?
Oh, yeah.
Great to see you here, Joe. And, of course, you'll be winding things up for us a little bit later on with one of your big hits later on.
Sorry, Jason.
Too busy tuning the guitar. I think Joe will be playing one of his classics for us a little bit later on. We're going to take a short break. We've got Darren Casey in the Batmobile shortly. It's all going to happen right here on Live and Kicking.
Baby, baby. You got to keep a foot in, a foot in, and running at it. 'Cause it's gonna get you. You got to keep it one step.
Once a jolly swagman can't buy a billabong.
From the glittering firmament of AFL Grand Final entertainment, one stellar moment lingers in our great nation's collective sporting memory. Angry Anderson and the Batmobile. Please welcome Mike Brady, Hayley White, and thanks to Uptune Automotive and Alcon Enterprises, back up where it belongs, the AFL Batmobile.
version of perhaps footy's greatest anthem. Up there, Kazali, 99. Look out for that on CD. Mike, could you think of a better song to belt out to a crowd than that?
Well, you know, if they join in like they did tonight on Saturday, we'll be very happy, won't we, Hayley?
Definitely.
Now, Hayley, you would never have performed, I'm sure, in front of 100,000 mad screaming fans.
In my dreams.
The nerves? How are the nerves?
Oh, well, I had my first go at it today at the rehearsal, actually, and I just couldn't believe it. It's just so overwhelming, and I'm just honoured to be asked to be there on Saturday.
Well, I won't tell you about the 5 billion watching on TV, so don't think about that when you're knocking that number out. And what about a big introduction to the one, the only, Darren Casey?
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, Case, as promised, we found the Batmobile, and have we done it up a treat?
Yes, and we actually have to, or you have to thank quite a lot of people.
We do, we certainly do have to thank Uptune, Alcon Vehicle Enhancement, Suburban Towing, and a special mention to Richard Watt and Nick Strong for getting this back in pristine condition. And you've got some big plans tonight, Case.
I've got some big plans. Can I just say it's a pleasure to have the two singers in the back because someone ripped off the radio. So that, that was very nice. I'm going up to Lygon Street with my good friend Guido from the Triple M's Crud team. We're going to go cruising for chicks, I think. We're going to go and have a chat to David Parkin and maybe a few Carlton supporters up in Lygon Street.
Magnificent. Darren Casey taking his good friend Guido Hatzis in the old Batmobile down to Lygon Street. We'll check out how they fare a little bit later on. Let's hear it once again for Hayley White and Mike Brady.
Okay, I'm
getting it fired up. Come on, mate. And just before we check out our winner of the Cadbury Mark of the Year, some big breaking news down at the AFL Tribunal. Let's head back to Hutchie. Hutchie, I believe a decision's come through.
It has, Jace. It's massive news. Aaron Hamill is off. He's in the clear tonight. The Tribunal or the Appeals Board has reversed the decision based on the expert evidence. And great to see everyone clapping back there because Aaron Hamill, he was pumping the fist. He was full of steam. Very, very excited to be playing in a grand final. He's still upstairs at the moment with smile from ear to ear trying to digest after the Appeals Board made a gutsy decision. He's free to play on the weekend.
Hutchie, did they say exactly what it was that convinced them to change their mind?
Yeah, based on if you like, the prosecution admitted that it depended whether it was intentional or accidental, and he conceded that if it was accidental that he should get off, and if you like, the expert evidence was good enough to get him over the line with that. All the new evidence and the experts, which we spoke about earlier, which weren't available to the original tribunal, were enough. So Aaron Hamill, he seemed shocked, he seemed stunned at first before he, as I said, pumped the fists in the air. Very, very excited Carlton Football Club entourage here tonight.
Good on you, Hutchie, doing a great job down there at the AFL Tribunal. Great news for Aaron Hamill, great news for the Carlton Footy Club, and boy, have their stocks just risen come the weekend. But big things as well happening right here. It's the Cadbury Mark of the Year, and haven't we seen some great high flyers this year? And the man that's the face of the Cadbury Mark of the Year, please welcome Chris Grant. Grandy, how are you, mate? Now, before we find out who the winner of the Mark of the Year is, we've got a big home viewers prize to give away first, because there was a big competition run that way too, wasn't there?
That's right, Jason. The competition winner for the year, which is a consumer winner, wins this beautiful Mitsubishi Magna, valued at over $30,000. So this person's going to be pretty happy, and that is Melanie Mullins. Better get that right. Melanie Mullins of Murray Lakes in WA. So if you're watching the TV at the moment, she's pretty happy, I'd gather.
Congratulations to Melanie Mullins. And of course, we've been following the Cadbury Mark of the Year all year, broken down into 6 categories. We had 6 finalists, or 6 marks, making the finals. And I think it's probably time we took a look at those 6. Here are the contenders for the Cadbury Mark of the Year. Round 1, a high-flying blue Matthew Lappin, and didn't he have a grin on his face after he took that? What a beauty. Just kept on going up over the Bombers. Absolutely sensational, that performance by Matthew Lappin, particularly for a small fellow. Another contender, Mark Rasciuto from the Adelaide Crows, the skipper, flying high over Mick Martin. And that is a beauty too.
Well,
getting a great look at it with all the fantastic camera angles. Well, what about this fellow, Brett Burton? What a debut year he has had. A screamer over another high flyer, Matthew Lloyd. He has taken a few this year, this bloke. There's another one, this time against the Dockers, over Andrew Wills. Jumped straight over the top of him. What a mark. And there he is again. A third mark to Brett Burton from the Adelaide Crows. And maybe this is the best of them.
Comes it in long towards half border, pack develops.
Oh, that is a beauty. Chris Tarrant from the Collingwood Football Club, flying high over a big pack, which included the suspended Jason McCartney, Mick Martin and teammate Anthony Rocker. And, gee, there's some great marks there. There can only be one winner, but we've got a couple of the finalists, Granty, in with us before we get that great big check out from behind your back. Two of the finalists join us now. From the Adelaide Crows, Brett Burton, and from the Carlton Footy Club, Matthew Lappin. Now, Brett, I have to ask you, I mean, it's been a stunning debut year for you. Did you, I mean, as you were coming up through the years, did you always take big hangers?
No, probably not, Jason. Probably only the last couple of years, I suppose. I was only 5'8" until a couple of years ago, so...
Geez, you've sprouted a bit then, mate, and Blighty doesn't mind you flying?
No, he gave me the licence to jump, which was really good.
Magnificent. Now, what about you, Matthew, giving all our high flyers a bad name, one of the smallest blokes out there, climbing over the pack, and you had a big grin on your face after that mark.
Yeah, I think I just got a nice ride, Jace. It was early on in the season, the first quarter, so it was, I was pretty fresh, so I just happened to get a good ride and got a good boost from a couple of the boys underneath me.
First quarter of the very first round. Granty, we can only have one winner.
We can.
And we've got this magnificent trophy for the Cadbury Mark of the Year, and probably more importantly to the boys, a cheque for 10 grand behind your back. Please make the presentation.
There is. Well, we've seen some terrific marks there, Jason. Obviously, Brett's taken some great marks throughout the year and would have duly been lucky enough to take the award home, but Matthew Lappin from Carlton has actually won the award.
Come up, Matthew.
There you go. Well done, mate. Congratulations.
10 grand in the kick, mate. You've got a wonderful trophy over here. Come over here, mate. Come over here. Come over here. Hang on to that trophy. We'll just take one more look. Well, we just saw it there. Now, what about your first thoughts on the... I know this is a great thrill for you, but what about the Aaron Hamill decision that's just come through?
Yeah, that's fantastic news for the Carlton Football Club. You know, that's just terrific for him. It's his first grand final and he's worked hard this year, so he deserves to be out there having a good crack at it like the rest of us will be.
Now, mate, this could just be the beginning of a wonderful week for you, and I'm tipping probably a month ago or so, not too many of you blokes would have thought you'd be here playing in the last week in September.
No, probably not, Jace, but, you know, we've managed to play our best two games the last two weeks, so if you're in good form at the right time of the year with the final 8 the way it is at the moment, you can get a good crack at it, and we've got that.
Yep. Matthew, what about at three-quarter time last week? The game was in the balance. Steve Savani said a few words to the players. Mate, what were they? What sort of words did he give to the players at three-quarter time?
Oh, I think he just pointed out to us that opportunities like this don't come along too often, and you know, he's probably maybe only got a couple of years left, so he realised how important it was for him and a few of the other guys, and I think he was just making a few of us aware of that. And I mean, we probably didn't need too much motivation because there was a grand final at stake, you know, to play in that. So we were all ready to go for it.
And Matty, it must be a dream come true. What's the part that you're looking forward to the most in the whole week? What's the part you're looking forward to the most you've dreamed about?
Oh, I think just getting the game underway, Todd. It's a bit of a carnival type the whole week, and then once the ball's actually bounced, you just want to get your first possession and get the game going and get into it.
Now, Matty, you played in St Kilda's grand final side a couple of years back. Is there any difference in the feeling in the build-up to this one?
Yeah, I think there is. I think 97 at St Kilda, we were pretty much expected to win that. We were hot favourites, whereas this year, you know, we're probably going in as the underdogs, and you know, that's the way we like it. So if we can just get in, give a good contest, and hopefully put on a good show for our supporters, anything could happen.
And one other thing that we've heard about in the last few weeks, David Parkin taking a backwards seat and letting more of the responsibility fall on his assistants. surely he's been up front in grand final week. I mean, pretty hard to take a back seat in the biggest week of the year.
Yeah, I think so. They tend to spread the load pretty good down there, though, with Stephen Kernahan and Greg Williams and Wayne Britton, the likes. They're all pretty good at what they do. So, I mean, they're all they've done it throughout the year all together, so they'll just do it again this week.
Magnificent. Now, mate, anyone you'd like to thank for the mark of the year? Maybe a teammate that you took a ride on or anything before we let you go?
First of all, I'd like to thank Cadbury's for this award and the supporters who voted for me. It was good, and I should thank Matthew Allen, who reckons he passed the ball to me, so I should give him a bit of a quick thanks.
And I'll tell you what, you're leaving out one person. Your opponent at the time?
I think it was Judd Lalich or Dean Wallace, I'm not too sure.
Oh, well, I think it might have been. I think it might have been Hurdy. You're being very kind to him, who'll be joining us a little bit later on. Congratulations to Matthew Lappin for winning the Cadbury Mark of the Year. And Granny, you've got a quick presentation to make.
Yeah, we have, mate. We'd just also like to acknowledge Brett's efforts throughout the year. We had 4 entries into Mark of the Week, so he won $4,000 for those, $1,000 each. He also won another 2 categories, which gave him another $10,000. So he was actually walking away with 14 himself, so he's done pretty well. So he's some chocolates to go with it.
To Chris Grant, congratulations to Matthew Lappin. Just repeating the big news, Aaron Hamill cleared on appeal at the AFL Tribunal. We're going to take a break. We'll come back, an in-depth look at the grand final after the break with Lee Matthews and Tim Watson.
Carlton, I hope you've had your wheat bix.
I've seen stadiums all over the world, and Colonial Stadium looks like being the best of all of them. Purpose designed from the ground up. And because business is not always done in the boardroom, we've created the Medallion Club at Colonial Stadium. As a member, you get your own reserved seats, the opportunity to park under the ground, your own bars and restaurants, AFL membership, tickets to more than 70 AFL games, and guaranteed seats at the Coca-Cola AFL Grand Final from next year. But please be quick. Call 1300 361 833 now for your preview kit, or arrange for a special tour to choose your seats at Melbourne's most exclusive football club.
Champions, they like to send up, we'll keep our end up, and they will know that they've been playing against the famous old dark blues.
In celebration mode, and maybe that's a good omen. Who knows, they may be in celebration mode again after the weekend, particularly with news of Aaron Hamill being cleared. But now it is a great privilege to welcome 2 of the greats. One man, in fact, voted the greatest player of the century, both of them current AFL coaches. A big, warm welcome, please, to Tim Watson and Lee Matthews. Well, Lee, first year back in the coaching ranks with the Brisbane Lions, a great performance. I mean, you must be thrilled, even though you didn't quite make it, but to run third's not a bad performance first up.
Well, yeah, so 18 wins, 17 losses out of the 25 games. We have to be sort of satisfied with that win-loss ratio.
I guess when you've been involved a long time, like we all have been, if you get to a preliminary final, they're hard to get to.
Yep.
And if you don't go that step further or even win a premiership, if you get to the grand final, there's a lot of hard work to get back there. So I guess we've got a bit of that unfulfilled feeling about us just at the moment, but still, life goes on.
Lee, what about no Scott, no Voss, no McRae? Young Simon Black gets hurt very early in the game. Those guys playing, do you think the result would have been different on Saturday?
I'd like to find out.
Yeah, in your opinion, what do you think with those type of players out of the side?
Seriously, the footy our guys played in the last 2 months was as good as any footy I've ever seen played for any team that I've seen or been involved in. And yes, but unfortunately they didn't get on the field in the last week or two, or the last game, all of them. And North were too good for us with the team that we were able to put on the field on the night.
Now, Tim, you're back behind the media desk, mate. You were doing that very comfortably for a few years, but you decided to break into the coaches' ranks. How have you found your first season?
Well, it's been interesting, frustrating at times. It hasn't all been good, hasn't all been bad, and I guess at the end of it all, I've learned a hell of a lot.
And Tim, do you get a chance to talk to the other coaches about coaching? What's the big surprise being your first year as coach of the Saints?
Oh, that's a difficult question. I think that probably one of the great difficulties is that I think that sitting on this side of the camera last year, just talking about the game, and I think we probably looked at the game and said, well, it's a fairly even competition. And I think that when you get into the coach's box, you realise just how even the competition is and how relentless the competition is, and how difficult it is week in, week out to sort of prepare and get your players ready to play. I mean, it's a tough competition. Yeah.
What about the coach's relationship with the media? Now, we've seen Terry Wallace very innovative, almost inviting the media to be a part of even match preparations. Lee, you were, I guess, a little bit reserved when you were at Collingwood, but certainly much more media-friendly up in Brisbane, and you probably need to do that because it's a one-team town. Tim, you've worked on both sides. I mean, does the coach need to be media-friendly these days? Can you use it as an ally rather than have them probing into what you're doing?
I think it's more just for the publicity of the game in your club. I don't think it makes any difference to Terry Wallace's coaching job, whether he's accessible to the media or not, but it helps publicise the Bulldogs, and I've taken Terry's lead. I mean, I wouldn't have done a 1 o'clock interview probably 3 years ago, but I mean, an hour before the game, that kind of interview. Even have an odd word at half time, but I think eventually you think, well, it's good for the promotion of footy and the marketing of your club, doesn't do your team any harm, so why not?
Why not indeed? Well, let's face it, we're all here to talk about the big one, the 1999 AFL Grand Final. We're going to really break it down into a few different areas. We're going to kick things off by looking at the Carlton forward line, and boy, doesn't that have a bit of a different look now with Aaron Hamill coming back into the side. Now, I'm tipping that Glenn Mann might again be used as a bit of a decoy up at full forward. I think if he can drag Mick Martin out there, more than likely Aaron Hamill may become the primary target on the full forward line. He'll probably drift in once Manton drags Martin out. I think Matthew Lappin, we know that he's very dangerous around goals. He can take a big mark for a little fellow. He can kick a few.
What about Bradley there, Jace? You think Bradley may go forward?
Well, I'll tell you something about Craig Bradley. I know they've been trying to use him down back, and personally, I don't think that's a great positive for the Blues, because I think if I was trying to match up on Craig Bradley down back, I'd try and drag him deep into the back line, perhaps try and exploit him. I know he's a champion player and they're trying to use him to set play up out of the back line, but I thought maybe he might be better used playing as a sixth forward, but you'd really use him as another midfielder and get an extra man playing on ball. And of course, the big matchup up forward, I think, is going to be the one at centre-half forward, Lance Widnell, who is doing a sterling job carrying that forward line for such a young fellow, aged 20. Boy, could you imagine Glenn Archer lining up on him? He won't be saying, good luck, I hope you have a good afternoon, will he? I think it's going to be quite the opposite.
They have to be absolutely thrilled that Hamill got off.
Oh, look,
because that was going to unbalance them enormously.
Exactly right. I mean, that would have had catastrophic repercussions in the other areas of the ground, and I think that is one of the greatest blessings that the Carlton Football Club has received for a long time.
No doubt about that, Jason. The midfield, very, very important as well. Let's have a look at the midfield now. Young Shane Clayton, I think, may play on a wing here for the Kangaroos. Drafted number 90 at the start of the year. Of course, come from the Brisbane Lions. Gets a crack in the grand final his first year for the North Melbourne side.
So you think you'll tag Murphy?
I think I'll play on the wing. I don't think you'll tag him, Tim. I think the big job will go to John Blakey on Scotty Camperale. I'm pretty sure wherever Scott will go, I think John Blakey will follow him, in my opinion. And I think, no doubt, Bell and Brown in the centre of the ground, very important players, getting the ball out of the middle. And if Anthony Stevens comes up, I'm a bit like Jason. I think Craig Bradley might be that midfield role where he may go forward and be the guy who may kick 2 or 3 goals. Their forward line do lack goal kick and power. And we know Craig Bradley last week went in the centre after half-time, was a very good player for him. But the big clash will be Matthew Allen taking on Matthew Capuano. And I tell you what,
He's done it all on his own this year, Matty Allen. He doesn't have much in the way of backup, so he certainly has carried an incredible workload, hasn't he?
He has, Jason. I was going to just ask Tim about that. Say if Matty Allen does get injured very early, Tim, which way will Carlton certainly go?
Disco time.
I might start dancing in a minute. Tim, which way do you think Carlton will go if Matty Allen, if he does fall over early?
Oh, look, I think probably their next best option is probably putting Cooter on the ball, and I think that would probably be something that they'd trial throughout the course of the afternoon if things weren't going the way they wanted them to go.
Just one more. Matthew Capuano's so important now that Corey McKernan gets loosed up. He can go into that forward line, and we've seen him last week kick 3 or 4 goals, and a very dangerous player. And he's back in great touch, back to, I think, the form of 96 or 97 where he nearly won the Brownlow medal.
Now, Lee and Tim, do you see, I guess, a strength in one of the midfields as opposed... Is there a stronger midfield that you would say Carlton's better than the Kangaroos or Kangaroos better than the Carlton, or do you think they're pretty even?
Look, they're both pretty tough. I think that Carlton are probably one of the toughest midfields going around in the competition. They're terribly good at those congested stop-play situations. But having said that, so too are North Melbourne. But you certainly don't want to let Brown free. You don't want to let Murphy free. You don't want to let Ratton free. You don't want to let Camporelli free. I mean, you've got to make sure you pay those guys their due attention.
It's Allen's ability as a ruckman to get a lot of the ball that could be very important too. But and maybe David King's now starting to play in the midfield a little bit for the Kangaroos, and he gives them run and penetration. I mean, Bell and Stevens are hard, and Simpson, that's their core.
And Grant too, Lee. Shannon Grant can go into the ball.
They've probably got a few more guys that they put in there at different stages than maybe Carlton have.
Well, Lee, you're a fantastic on-baller, also a champion forward. We've got you looking at the Kangaroos forward line, and this is how you think they might line up with the matchups.
Can't believe I'm trying to second-guess Dennis Payne because his forward line does not stay the same for more than 30 seconds any particular time. But certainly Carey's the anchor point of North's forward line, of course. I think Silvani normally plays on him. That would be a fair matchup, I think. I wouldn't think it's out of the question McKernan would start in the ruck this week just for something different. But if he's deep in the forward line, Koutafides, certainly now that Hamill's available. I guess the choice that David Parkin is making, does Koutafides sort of go onto the ball and go further upfield and Sexton take McKernan? The other guys, Mackay, I think Bradley has to play back because I think he's Carlton's main sweeper from behind the play, their main creative ball getter off half-back. He kicks the ball in for them. He does their kick-in drills.
You think Bradley will play back, Lee? You think Bradley may play half-back?
I would. Yeah, I would hazard a guess at that. But I think what North do, of course, all their little guys, Harvey and Allison and Abraham, they'll be up more like playing as centre midfield players, and they just try and beat the opposition defender back. That's the way that they play.
But surely, Lee, if you were matched up to Craig Bradley, you'd be dragging him towards the goals, wouldn't you?
Well, I think, you might say that, but I think that's defeating what North try to do. They would try to get Bradley up, and that helps Bradley because he gets around the midfield. But then, say, a little guy like Harvey might just boot him back on the burst back when the ball goes into the McKernans and the Carey. So, yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a cat and mouse game, but I would have thought Bradley back in that defensive 50 with a direct North Melbourne opponent. I'm not quite sure whether that's the way the Kangaroos would want to set
What
up.
about Silvani, All-Australian centre-half back, and Wayne Carey, All-Australian centre-half forward?
That's the crucial match.
That's a big one. That is a crucial one.
Well, that absolutely is. I mean, they're both terrific players. Silvani's got the best forward many times over the years. I thought Carey didn't look like his absolute supreme physical best last week, but still kicked 3 goals and had 18 odd possessions. I mean, he's just a magnificent player. And the McKernan Koutafides, well, it's Koutafides or Sexton, but McKernan last week, 197 centimetre full forward who had 24 possessions, 12 marks, and could have kicked about 6 goals. If he plays like that, they would be unstoppable.
Have you seen him play better than that, Lee? I haven't seen him play better.
Not as a permanent forward. Mostly it's been as a ruckman drifting in, but he virtually played full forward and played there virtually the whole night. Certainly got up to centre-half forward a lot. He didn't stay back in the goal square. Then you've got the other sort of mix of players that the Kangaroos float around that part of the ground.
Well, there's a lot of matchups, and at the end of the day, who knows how they're going to line up. There'll be a few ducks and drakes played with these two coaches, both with a wealth of finals experience. But what about the intangibles? And who better than St Kilda coach Tim Watson to look at these, including the interchange bench, Tim?
Well, I think Lee alluded to the point before about Dennis Pagan and his matchups, his mismatches. If things aren't working, I mean, Dennis will continually rotate his forwards. He doesn't necessarily change the back half, but there's a lot of changes that go on in the forward half and in terms of the players, where their starting positions are, that type of thing. Carlton probably don't have the same flexibility in regards to the way they're going to play their interchange players. But Matthew Hogg came on last week against Darren Buick and did a very good job. So if someone gets under North Melbourne's guard and Hogg was to start on the bench, he'll come on at some stage and probably go for Harvey or one of their smaller players, maybe even Bell in the midfield too, and just shut him down. He's been very good in that department.
What about Anthony Franchino? I know they're a big rap for him out at Carlton, and he is available this week.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't think so. I would think that they would go with the players that got them through last week. I thought Hogg did a good job for them, and I would think that probably from the coaching perspective, they won't want to change something that worked for them.
I've got a feeling young Fletcher might be a bit nervously watching the selection. If Franchino's in, I've got a feeling he might be, or Adam White, they're the couple that might be under pressure.
And what about the coaching strategies? Now, both of them, as we said, pretty much experienced. I mean, Dennis has coached 17 finals, including a flag, and look at that, a 66% career win. I don't think any coach would mind that sort of statistic beside his name. But let's not forget David Parkin. I mean, I think he's the most experienced finals coach going around. 34 finals and 4 flags with a 59% career win. There's no real advantage there, Tim, is there?
No, not really. I mean, they're both very intense football people. I think that probably Dennis, in some ways, has probably modelled himself on David Parkin with his preparation, his meticulous planning, and both of them will go into this game with a lot of planning behind them. And I think that probably Parkin has shown in recent times probably a lot more flexibility in his coaching than probably previously, and I think he's probably had to change in that department, but he's been able to do that. And Dennis, as we know, and as I said before, he will continually rotate players. If he doesn't find something that's working, he'll keep throwing something up, and you know, if they aren't working up forward, Archer will even get a run down there. But look, he keeps you occupied in the coaching box. There's no doubt about that.
The week's break, in North have had the week's break a fortnight ago, and I know our guys were very bruised and battered on Friday night, and I got a feeling North might have been a bit the same. I think it was a really tough physical game. It'd be interesting to see how the teams come off last weekend and the whole September month.
Any big surprises, something right out of the bag that might sort of take everyone by surprise on the weekend? Could you think of from a coaching point of view?
Oh, look, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think that where Carlton have been very good is they've reinvented themselves in the last 2 weeks. They're actually kicking the ball a lot longer, they're handling the ball a lot less. But just talking to Lee before, I mean, one of the things that North Melbourne do is they're relentless with their pressure, and they do force you to actually handball the ball. I know you had a lot more handballs last week than probably what you would have wanted to, and a lot of them were ineffective.
Lee, so a wet ground, who would you fancy in a real wet situation?
I think Kangaroos, if it happened to really turn wet.
Well, before we get tips from the 2 champions and current AFL coaches, we know the big news was Aaron Hamill escaping from the Tribunal tonight. He got off. They overturned the 2-match suspension, and he had this to say as a result.
Oh, listen, mate, I'm speechless at the moment. I'd just like to thank just everyone involved and the Carlton Football Club for putting such a great story together, and I'm really glad I got off.
Can you believe it? No. The longest days of your life, Aaron?
Very long, too long.
Well, he's certainly pretty stoked, the boy, and why wouldn't he? Could that be enough? Could that be enough to tip the scales in Carlton's favour? Who do you think, Lee?
I'll go for Carlton, but I'm not exactly sure my logic. But if Hamill hadn't been in it, I would have gone for the Kangaroos, I think. But I think Carlton are going into it looking okay.
Tim?
Yeah, they're pretty strong. Look, I just think that the difference may be the fact that North Melbourne lost a grand final last year, and probably Carlton may find themselves in a situation they probably didn't think they'd be in. So I think that may be the difference in the end.
All right, stay with us, please, Tim and Lee. Plenty still to come. We'll take a break, and when we come back, I'll go one-on-one with the king, Wayne Carey.
For years, people wondered what the hell Rolf was singing about. I believe what he was actually saying is, come on all you centre half-backs, try and tie Wayne Carey down. What Rolf was really saying was, this is one kangaroo you won't be tying down. Sport. And guess what it says when you play it backwards? Wayne Carey is rude boy. Wayne Carey is rude boy. Steve Silvani is a legend at fullback. Silvani! Because his father, the great Serge, had some interesting training techniques. Using available materials, this is how he developed young Steve's phenomenal ball skills.
Beautiful handle. Silvani recovers.
Today, he wears these. But back then, they were building up his powerful leg muscles.
He wants it in the pocket. He's screaming for it. He's been ignored by Capuano. Carey rushing back to the square. He's got it. Unbelievable play by Carey. He has turned this game around for North Melbourne. He's banged it through.
All right, Wayne, let's talk about grand final week. Dennis Pagan, does he undergo any changes this week? Has there been a different focus at training?
No, not really. We've tried to, you've probably heard it 100 times before, but we've tried to stick to the same routine and go through everything that we normally would have gone through.
He wouldn't be cracking too many jokes, Dennis, this week, would he?
I think it's probably a good time to crack a few jokes, simply to keep everything, you know, on that level and not get too serious about things.
Well, tell us about your grand final week. I can just imagine you've probably got a few friends ringing up wanting to either get tickets or wish you well. How's the week been for you so far?
Yeah, not too bad. You're probably right about the tickets. You get a few calls. They think you've got about 100 tickets just to give out to whoever you want, but got aunties and uncles, next door neighbours that want tickets. But unfortunately, you know, all the supporters and that, the people that go every week, they're the people that deserve the tickets.
Just out of interest, I know Johnny Platten held the record at our club. I think he got 38 grand final tickets one week. How many have you organised for people?
I'm nowhere near that. I can't say because the other boys will get into me.
All right, Anthony Stevens, can you tell us about his chances? I'm tipping Steve-O. We know how tough he is and how important he is to the team. He's probably likely to play, isn't he?
Yeah, Steve-O will definitely play. He's come on in leaps and bounds every day, and you know, he's doing everything possible. You know, he'd be down the beach nearly all day walking in the water, and he's been getting physio 2 and 3 times a day. So he's been running around in the change rooms and stuff, but he'll train on Thursday night.
There were suggestions last week that perhaps you weren't 100% fit. You've had back spasms, rumours of a groin injury. In actual fact, mate, we've got something here that might help you out. We've got a nice little back brace. Would you like to wear that and maybe get you through the game?
Actually, I'll play like my eldest brother then. Won't be able to bend over and pick the ball up, but no, I won't need that.
What would you class yourself, 95% fit?
No, I'll be 100% fit come Saturday.
Sauce is the master of holding on and getting away with it. What's going to happen come the weekend if he's all over you, you're not getting any free kicks and things aren't going right? How would you deal with that situation?
Oh, look, I don't know. I'll assess that on the day, but I mean, it's the last day of the year, isn't it? So we'll assess it then.
What does that mean? You could do something that might solve the problem on the spot?
Nothing at all.
Well, it could nearly be a fairy tale story for John Longmire, couldn't it? A great team man and a great player who missed the 96 premiership, he missed the 98 grand final. Could you think of a better way to go out than playing your 200th game in a winning grand final side?
Oh, it'd be fantastic. The most important thing for people to remember is that he deserves his spot in the side.
Without a doubt.
There's no emotion involved. He's done all the hard work, and oh, look, it'll be fantastic for him. But more importantly, we've got to win the game. Hopefully we can win the game, and you know, we can all celebrate with Horse.
Will you tell him you love him again?
If we win, there's no need to tell him that, Jace.
Wayne, what about the grand final day itself for you? Could you take us through your routine on the day?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. It's been the same all year.
Get up at midday?
No. I get up at 9 o'clock. Exactly, pretty much. I get up, pour myself a bowl of Cocoa Pops. I eat Cocoa Pops the morning of a game. That's all I'll eat, which some dietitians and people say isn't adequate enough. But I have a bowl of Cocoa Pops and watch The Simpsons, which are on Foxtel on Channel 8.
Simpsons Super Saturday, I'm with you.
Super Saturday. So I watch a couple of episodes of that while I'm having a couple of bowls of Cocoa Pops, and then get ready, listen to a bit of music while I'm having a shower and stuff, and then go to the game. So.
Do you read the papers or take note of any press about the game, or do you just leave that alone?
No, I don't read any papers or anything like that. No one's at home. I'm home by myself, just listen to the music and head to the game.
Now, I'd like to ask a question. Who's got more hair out of the two of us? Who do you reckon? Am I in front? You reckon Wayne? Have you seen it on a wet day, how thin it is?
Hey, it's not wet now.
If you win and you're making your Premiership Cup acceptance speech, do you think you could sneak me in for a mention?
I'll give you a mention, Jake.
Magnificent.
No
Good luck on the weekend, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Excellent.
No worries, mate.
Mate, I won't see you before the weekend. Have a good one.
Thanks,
Catch up with you. See you, mate. Well, a pretty relaxed Wayne Carey talking about Cocoa Pops and The Simpsons, but even the King would be feeling the nerves at this stage, wouldn't he?
Well, there's no doubt about that. I think the most dangerous thing about Wayne Carey at the moment is that he didn't have a great game last week.
Is there a possibility that the weight of expectation could get a bit too much? I mean, let's face it, everyone out there expects if things get tough for the Kangaroos that Carey's going to take a couple of screamers, kick a couple of goals and turn the match. We expect him to do it, don't we?
Yeah. I think he relishes the pressure. I've never seen a guy that sort of really just comes up to the pressure of the occasion more than he does, because he hasn't does it a lot.
Like, what about the theory that a lot of people say, no Carey, no Kangas? What's your feeling on that?
Well, let's face it, if he wasn't in the game at all. But I mean, I guess his average game's 2 or 3 goals and playing okay. I mean, if he's held to absolutely nothing, well, that's obviously going to help Carlton absolutely enormously. But you know, his lower level of performance is usually just so good.
And of course, there's always the possibility that if they pay too much attention to him, some of the peripheral players will run right. Is he the best player of the modern era that you've seen, Lee?
Oh yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Tim?
Yeah, look, I thought Gary Ablett was probably the best player I'd seen, but I think that Carey's consistency over a long period of time has probably surpassed that now.
All right, well, some big news has come through from the Tribunal. We've already heard that Aaron Hamill had his appeal was successful and the 2-match suspension was overturned. It seems that the Kangaroos' Greg Miller was also at the appeal watching proceedings, and after the result came through, the Kangaroos have decided to drop their appeal. So they will not be appealing against the suspension handed down to Jason McCartney and the School of Thought. That was passed on to us by Channel 7's Mark Doran, who stuck around at the Tribunal. The School of Thought, gentlemen, is that the Kangaroos were actually hoping that Carlton's appeal would be unsuccessful, and then that might perhaps then go to court, and then they could follow suit, and who knows, I guess with a court decision it wouldn't have been done within a week, would it?
No, I mean, look, it's an interesting theory, and I guess...
well, let's face it, John Elliott would have been prepared to go to court, wouldn't he?
I doubt whether Jack would consider even legal action, would he?
I reckon Jack would have played Hamill anyway. He would just went out and played Hamill. I reckon Jack said, right, you're just playing, mate, get out there. Forget about the rules, just have a kick, son, get out there.
All right, there's plenty still to come. We'll catch up with Darren Casey and crew as they take the Batmobile down to Lygon Street shortly. And we know it's going to be a big weekend for 2 teams, but for the 14 others and a few of us in here, we certainly have seen better days. We're globe-trotting on live and kicking tonight, Dougie.
Sure are, Jace.
We're going for the record.
In my shoes, my toes are busted. My kitchen says my bread is molded. I got a good job at the dollar store. 1 foot in the hole, 1 foot getting deeper with a broken mirror and a blown out speaker. And I ain't got much else to lose. I'm faded, back busted, been jaded, I've been dusted. I know that I've seen better days. To lose, 'cause I've seen better days. I've been star of many plays. I've seen better days. And the bottom drops out. I've seen better days. I've been star of many plays. I've seen better days. And the bottom drops out.
Well, Dougie, tonight's the night for all blue feelers. Blue feelers. Well, how's this for a lineup? We've got...
Oh, don't think! Don't hope, just do!
Jeez, that smells bad. It's the hummus, I think.
I've seen better days. I've been star of many plays. I've seen better days. And the bottom drops out. I've seen better days. I've been star of many plays. I've seen better days.
I declare Shane Crawford the winner of the 1999 Brownlow medal.
Here we are at the 1999 Brownlow medal, and guess what? It's in Sydney. Shane Crawford has won, so God knows he's on a promise tonight. But let's see how some of the other boys are travelling, cutting one from the herd. And are you pretty happy wearing that sort of gear?
Not very comfortable at the moment, but...
Well, I don't think you'll have it on for long anyway. I think Scotty will rip it off a little bit later on. Good night, have a good one. See you later.
I wasn't actually supposed to be coming. I was suspended anyway, so I was just here as Agat's sidekick.
And you reek of alcohol. You have been on the alcohol all night, haven't you?
I've had about 5 or 6 Cokes, I reckon.
No, Parker, we're only joking, mate. We wouldn't stitch Justin up like that. You're getting ideas with this microphone, are you? You can see your mouth. What? And where's the female that you brought along? I saw her a little bit earlier. Absolutely outstanding. Where is she?
She was over there, but
I've got no idea at the moment, I'm afraid. Actually, I think Lou Richards just took off with her a little bit earlier, so you're in trouble. Now, can you tell me and everybody at home how the hell you pronounce your surname? Dennis Committee says, Punda. Can you actually tell us how it's pronounced?
It's Warapanda.
Warapanda.
Panda as in under.
As in under, and you roll the R.
Roll it. Warapanda.
Warapanda.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's it.
You are one of the best looking boys I've ever seen. I am in Sydney, so I might just take you home if you're not careful.
Thanks, mate. You're not too bad yourself.
There you have it. Matty Lloyd and I, we're off. Come on, let's go. Come on. I think I'm in for a chance.
Nice demo tape of you. I didn't know that you were so tall in real life.
If it's the same demo tape I think you're talking about, then I'm in trouble. Mate, you're a fair chance to go home with one too. You're a fair sort.
Oh, well, I'll try my hardest.
Thank you very much. David Warapanda. Oh, you're going to come with someone hanging off the arm. Where is she?
Oh, unfortunately, once again, I failed in that area. No dress, no woman, but I'll see what I can muster up for the rest of the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, 3-time Brownlow medalist and 3 parts pest, Bob Skelton.
Not at all. No, I'm a saboteur judge.
Just carry him out. You're only being serious, Bob.
Are you trying to be Sam or...?
No, I'm trying to be Mike Sheehan. You know who I'm trying to be, Bruce.
And don't you look lovely?
You want me to do Sam Newman? Do you want to do Sam?
No, I don't. I'd like to run him over.
That's already been done.
Do you know what I want to do with this interview? Terminate it right now. I've had a long night. Good night.
Good night, Bruce. That's Bruce McAvaney. Absolutely sensational. What a performance. Just a true master of ceremonies.
By the looks of things, the Brownlow medal night on Monday night, they may have taken partying to new levels. Now, all the coaches go along. Lee and Tim, did it have a different feel to the normal Brownlows down here in Melbourne?
Yeah, I don't know. Not really. Once you got inside it, I mean, you could have been anywhere, but I guess just the build-up and sort of the trip there to the Hordern Pavilion, it was a little bit strange, too.
And because you went from the hotel to the Hordern Pavilion on buses, so, well, not the players, they went stretch limos, but us coaches, we went on buses. And, you know, and there's a mix of all different people from different clubs, and a lot of us said it was a good meeting of the football community because you all were basically away from your home state and therefore socialised a bit longer.
Lee and Tim, any candidates for the Downlow? It's one of the famous awards. I mean, I won it back-to-back in 85, 86. Is there any one that had a few quiet ones too?
What's the Download, Douglas?
Yeah, what's it for?
Someone who
worst
enjoys
performed,
it.
is it?
The one who has a really good time and drinks a lot of booze. Was there many? Anyone
There was many candidates. That was the criteria.
Well, there was also one gentleman that had a very fitting night, Shane Crawford, who was the premier player of the competition, a thoroughly deserved winner of the Brownlow medal. Well done, Crawford.
Back in Jay.
And I'll tell you right now, it's probably not the only one that Crawford's going to win. He is just an unbelievable player. A couple of our very own here from Live and Kicking went along. They join us back on the couch, Brad Johnson and Todd Viney. Now, boys, you managed to sneak in the old cameras of your own, the old movie cameras.
Yes, we had the little portable VCR going, Jason. It was pretty hard to work, actually.
Well, take us through exactly what happened, Todd.
Oh, there wasn't too much counting with votes going on our table, so I just had it going, and it was a bit of fun. The boys light-hearted. Jimmy was Torrey as a Roman sandal there. That was our main course, 3 bits of meat and a few snow peas. That's my wife's breast, Megan's breast. That's about as close as I got to more weekend.
Here's you, Jono.
Yeah, our table was pretty excited there. Like, Granny got 3 votes there covering his eyes, so obviously not too excited with that. I think he actually took those off me, Jake, so I was a bit disappointed, but didn't get near as close to my fiancée as what Todd got to his wife, though, that's for sure.
Hey, Jono and Todd, Lee and Tim couldn't tell us who won the Download, being players. Who won the Download?
Well, looking at that, I think Richo would have been taken away, would he?
Richo was ticking over quite nicely.
How did Fish go, Big Fish?
Yeah, Fish was having a bit of a wrestle there at one stage. I don't know who that was with, but I'm sure we'll hear more about that later.
Certainly seems as though a great night was had by all. Now, we saw a little bit earlier on Darren Casey with a rejuvenated, a revitalised Batmobile. It is in mint condition, absolutely pristine. And I can't believe he's actually trying to take it down Lygon Street. It's as wide as a bus. It is souped up to the max. But he's there. Have a look at Darren Casey with a friend. That looks like one Guido Hatzis to me. They have cruised into Lygon Street.
We've arrived. Can you hear me, Jason?
I can hear you, Darren.
Okay, I'm here in Lygon Street with my good friend. I'd like to introduce Guido Hatzis, my friend.
Mate. Jason, I'm a bit confused at the moment with you, mate. Most people look fatter on TV, but you look bolder. What's the story, mate? Mate, Dougie, you laughing, mate?
Well, I'm
you
laughing.
laughing?
Yeah,
I'd laugh too with a head like that, mate. Mate, you put the subtitles under Dougie yet? It's about time you started, mate. Subtitles under you, dickhead, mate. You know what I'm talking about.
All right, let's cut the abuse, Guido. I believe you're a big Carlton supporter, aren't you?
Yeah, mate, I taught them everything they know, right?
What's the feeling down there in Lygon Street?
Mate, hysteria. Not for Carlton, but for me.
I think Guido...
Why not, mate? Look at this face, mate. The chicks, they are in a suspended state of hysteria, mate.
I think Guido played a bit of footy. You had got 16 kicks against the Tigers, didn't you, Guido?
Against the Lebanese Tigers, mate. They come down here, they call Damshaw a poof, mate. I said he's not a poof, he's a dickhead, mate. Get it straight. Spot on, mate. Spot on, mate.
Okay, settle down, big guy. We're going to go and cruise for chicks now.
All right, mate, let's go do it, mate. Listen to them. They're crazy, mate. All right, mate. Now we got here, mate. It's my town, my street, mate, all right?
Here we go.
Look at the camera. It's shaking, mate. Female camera woman. Who wants this, mate?
Say, look who it is. It's David Parkham, the coach of Carlton. Let's go and chat to him, Guido. Hi, David. How you going? Darren Casey, live and kicking. We've met before.
Mate, it's a great honour, mate. A great honour. For you to meet me. Glad I had
David, very happy with the boys last Saturday.
It was an absolutely terrific effort, Case, both individually and collectively. It was a real sort of bona fide performance, and I knew that if we could sustain the work ethic and be able to lift the sacrificial acts up to probably about 80, which always guarantees us a win, with plenty of midfield running, there was no way that that side, the Bombers, were going to be able to catch us.
Okay, what about Sauce? He was a bit pumped up at three-quarter time.
I think it was terrific to see a bloke like Sauce to be able to marshal the troops and be able to say a few inspirational words. But I've been asked probably that question quite a few times this week. I don't exactly know what Sauce has actually said, other than I can tell you that in the sentence he's mentioned the word reward and Joe Bailey. So I can possibly tell you I've never seen Anthony Koutafidis or the boys work as hard as they've done in the fourth quarter. And I reckon if I can get Anthony, who's been working in the back half and up front as a midfield running forward, I reckon if I can get him working as hard again, I'll bust in El McPherson.
El McPherson, you like El McPherson, Guido?
Hey, this is a boring dickhead, mate. Who is he? What's he ever done, mate? But I got one question for you, right? Ash Krishna, good Greek boy. He do his back. Does he need help filling out his workout form? I'll give him a hand, mate.
I think Ange Christo is one of those real sort of honest players that we've been able to use as a bit part this year. In terms of in the back half, we need him to sort of really do a propeller type attack like a Guy McKenna sort of a role.
Mate, sorry, mate.
So there you go, Jason. Jason, you had a question, I believe.
No, Case, I think enough questions have been asked. We might leave you there. Darren Casey with the one and only the inimitable Guido Hatzis. And also David Parkham cruising down Lygon Street. Good on you, fellas. He is absolutely frightening, Guido Hatzis, isn't he? What about that?
He called you a puffy skippy. What's that mean?
I don't even want to think about what you're trying to say, Douglas. We'll take a break. James Hird and Nick Daffy joining us shortly, and we'll take a look at the defining moments of season 99.
What about the tips there for the grand final, boys? Tim?
Yeah, I went for North Melbourne.
Did you?
Yeah, we did those about 20 minutes ago. Before we do go, a big thank you, ladies and gentlemen, to Lee Matthews and to Tim Watson. We'll take a break.
This 7 News Sport Update is brought to you by Visa.
Hello, Mark Doran. Aaron Hamill is now tucked away safely in bed. He has a grand final to play in on Saturday. The AFL Appeals Tribunal sensationally overturning a 2-match suspension for kneeing Dean Wallace to the head. The other big news tonight, North Melbourne has withdrawn an appeal against a 4-match suspension for Jason McCartney for striking. The Blues, the big winners tonight.
The centering kick. And the mark has been taken by umpire Carey.
That is unbelievable. I've never seen that.
The difference, 14 points. Graham. Oh, he's gone for the spiral. It'll get to the second. Oh, look at that.
And that does come one of the most remarkable Hawthorn victories I have seen.
That is a remarkable victory.
Scoreboard here at the MCG is on fire.
Will he write his name in the record book? It's going to go.
Yeah, well, that is about as interesting to me as the worms crawling through the grass at Seabago Oval.
Taking him too high,
It shows on the video that, yes, I did have my hand in his face, but that was it.
I'd just like to apologise to Scott, his family, the Aboriginal and also the broader community.
Hopefully Peter, learns off his mistake.
Aussie rules football player Gary Hocking officially dropped his nickname of Buddha on Friday for whiskers.
Adelaide pro player down from the centre. Oh, don't tell me it's Sean Wren.
Well, terrible sight for Essendon football fans in general. James Hurt needs to play footy. He can't at the moment. Nothing untoward about it, just a bit of bad luck there for Nathan Buckley.
Matthew Price, let's just hope that it's not as bad as what it may appear.
That was terrific, man. That was a fantastic grab. And Lucas is in real trouble here. Crummel, off the ground he goes. Oh!
Nigel Smart's got another one. The umpire has blown the whistle and it's a free kick to Brad Wirra.
Everett to do the ruck work. Some pushing and shoving, got his hand on the ball first.
Harvey, much the worse for wear. Half-time can't come soon enough.
The umpire sees the ball go into Carey. But looks special for Rice. He is not well.
It's 1-1. Oh, really tripped up. Lenny Hayes tries to keep it.
Centering kick to the square. Here comes Goods. He's got it.
There's Burton. Well, fantastic stuff from Burton.
Black's got it. Confronted by McKay. He kicks and he goes. That'll do it.
The greatest football stadium in Australia, the greatest ground, the greatest surface. Should never get rid of this ground.
I've decided to resign from my position as senior coach of the Richmond Football Club.
Things, if they don't improve, probably I wouldn't be there next year.
At the end of the day, I just not sure that I was receiving the total support I'd like. So on that basis, I think it makes it difficult for me to sort of continue on.
I just feel professionally my career lies elsewhere.
This is motivated and totally motivated by a family decision. It is not a football one.
I mean, the hardest decision I've ever had to make in footy. It's a tough time at the moment, and but certainly I'll get through it.
That is magnificent, Rodney. That's what they wanted to see. Melbourne fans wanted to see the last of Todd Barney, and they're giving him a standing ovation.
I'm not sure how I'll feel tomorrow or the next day, not being an AFL footy player, not being a Melbourne Footy Club person, but I'll get on with it and get used to it, and we'll see what happens.
The greatest goal kicker the game has ever seen. Leaves the game for the last time.
There certainly were some huge moments in season 1999. Just before we look back upon a few of the most memorable, Todd and Brad join us back on the panel, and we welcome another couple of regulars. Let's hear it for James Hurd and Nick Daffy.
The back end, a few quiet ones.
Just biding his time. Now, Nick, you've just come out of hospital. You had an arthroscope yesterday. What was the outcome of that?
I had a little bit of a cartilage problem. We just trimmed it up, and I think I went in about 7 o'clock yesterday morning. I was out by about 12:30 walking around, so it's amazing what they can do.
Magnificent. Now, the one question we need to ask, everyone is waiting to see who's going to coach Richmond. What do the players know?
Well, we don't know anything, actually. I've been away in Byron Bay for a couple of weeks and we haven't been told anything. I think early next week there's going to be an announcement, and it's probably not going to be just the one coach. There'll be a couple of appointments made, and look, they don't tell us a lot, so I'm sort of... I know as much as you guys, if you can
Well, at least that's all he's letting on anyway. And what about James Hurd?